Morning, children. Welcome to our English class. Today we are going to discuss about grammar session. Vocabulary and other things. See here. Choose the best answer from the choices given to complete each sentence. It is the town mouse and the country mouse are cousins, classmates, or friends. What is that answer? I hope you know. The house of the town mouse was the house of the town mouse was. Very easy answers these all, right? If I give you, then your brain won't work properly. If I give, my dear children, please give some work to your brain, and you have to. The house of the town mouse. The house of the town mouse was okay. It's a very easy thing. At the end of the story, the country mouse went back to his country, stayed in the town, visited the town mouse again, right? I hope you know very clearly answers. If I say that's just third class, fourth class children can do. If you listen the lesson properly, 100% you can do it. The true or false are here. Say whether the following statements are true or false. Correct the wrong statements. The country mouse lives in town. Is it false or true? Huh? Country mouse lives in town. Huh? The town mouse felt very comfortable in the train. Very comfortable. It was hard when the town mouse traveled to the countryside. It was hard when the town mouse traveled to the countryside. What are you thinking? Is it true or false? The town mouse liked to eat cooked food. The town mouse liked to eat cooked food. There are more lights, cars and lorries in the town than the village. There are more lights, cars, of course. Okay. These are the sentences you have to identify true or false, my dear children. The vocabulary. Let's enter into the vocabulary. The following sentences are from your lesson. Read them carefully and take the correct meaning of the underlined word. It's nothing but it's a building of your vocabulary. He has asked me to spend a week in the countryside. The countryside in the sense land with the towns and cities, neighboring country, or land outside towns and cities, outside towns and cities, with the fields and woods. With the fields and woods. Next, the town mouse packed his bag. Packed in the sense put something in a container so that it can be stored. Put clothes, etc., into a bag in preparation for a trip away from home. Put expensive things in a bag so keep it up, keep them safe. What is it? Packing clothes. This is the answer. We'll pack clothes. For what? For what we will pack those things? Ah, that's it for a trip. We can't pack the things, right? Very expensive things. Sir, no? Yes? Yeah, here you see first the land with the towns and cities. It's not countryside. I said in the beginning itself. Alright, let's continue. The day was bright and sunny. The day was bright and sunny. Sunny in the sense with a lot of bright light from the sun, with a cool wind from the east, without rain. The answer is this one. He nibbled at the root and sugar cane. Yes or no? I have given this word, nibbled. Took large quantity of food, took a small quantity of food, showing a slight interest, took food with a great interest. Yeah, he took very light food. He nibbled at his sugar cane and root he did not like. The country mouse arrived in town. Arrived in town. Left for a place, left in the sense leave. Left a place, leave. Got to a place, yes, reached. Yes, let's continue our next bit. Fill in the blanks using appropriate phrases given below. Phrases given below. Rambabu started his journey to his grandfather's village in Warangal district. He caught a train to reach the village. The train arrived at the station at the time he was hungry and thirsty. As soon as he got off the train, see, as soon as he got off the train, he wanted to drink and eat something. So he looked around. He looked around but found nothing to eat or drink. He started walking towards his grandfather's house. On the way, he found a shop which was full of or plenty of, full of or plenty of. See, almost very close, right? Plenty in the sense more, right? I've given. So here, full of cool drinks, full of cool drinks. He had plenty of money, more money he has, plenty of money, more money he had. So he bought a cool drink and a what left over there? Piece of bread. Did you understand, my dear children? I hope you understand. It's very easy. It's very easy if you have pay attention to the lesson. If you have pay attention to the lesson more. Now, next, third bit. Read the following sentence from your lesson and identify the underlined expression. He nibbled at the root and sugarcane. Nibbled at the root and sugarcane. The expression sugarcane is a compound noun. Compound noun in the sense together. Two cane is different, sugar is different. Two words are there. Is a combination of two nouns. Sugar is a noun, cane is a noun. So sugar cane is a compound noun. Understand? Now read your lesson and pick out at least two compound nouns. Many are there in that. Let's form some compound nouns now. Join each word in column A with a suitable word in column B to form compound nouns. The first one is done for you. The first one is done for you. Column A, column B. Let's see. First one is done for you. Birthday. Oh, he has written birthday. Next, what are the things? Door is there. Door cycle, doorbell, door kerchief, door light, door shine, doorway, doorwood. No. Door bell. And next, fire cycle, fire kerchief. What's the suitable word? Fire word. Next, handkerchief. Next, moonlight. Next, motorcycle. Next, sunshine. Next, gateway. These are the compound words. These are this side column A all are belongs to nouns and this column B also nouns together compound nouns. Two nouns together with a hyphen we are using as compound noun. Okay, I hope you are enjoying, my dear children, because such a easy thing you are in class 7. Yes or no? Yes. Let's continue our grammar. Read the following sentences and notice the underlined words. It's always quiet. I hope you underlined this part when I am teaching you lesson, right? When I was teaching at the time, I told you, right, to underline this. It's always quiet in the country. Sometimes it is quieter than today. My grandfather says that our village is the quietest among all the villages in our district. The underlined words are adjectives. Wow, wow. These underlined words are what? Adjectives. That's what I have. I have already circled it while I was teaching. But they are in different degrees of comparison. They are in different degrees of comparison. The first one is in positive degree. The second and the third are in comparative and superlative degrees respectively. Quiet is positive degree, comparative degree is quieter, superlative degree is quietest. Here is a list of adjectives. Write the other degrees of them. The first one is done for you. Use a dictionary and check your work. Usually, short words take er and est as suffixes to form other degrees. Generally, First of all, you must know what is adjective. Adjective describes noun. Describes noun. It's always quiet in the country, which is, the country has been described by this word quiet. He is a quiet boy. He is a quiet boy. That means the boy is being, yes, noun is being addressed. Yes, it is being explained. It is being described. That's why we are calling adjectives or describing words. Okay, let us see. Some words are here. So dark, darker, darkest. Dark, darker, darkest. So small will changes into smaller, smallest. Like that. Rich, richer, richest. Safe, safer, safest. Clever, cleverer, cleverest. Tall, taller, tallest. Bright, brighter, brightest. Did you get my point, my dear children? So let's continue our next page. Note. Words with two or more than two syllables like more and most respectively in comparative degree and superlative degree. Here, other way of other than regular words we have here right now: useful, more useful, most useful, beautiful. We should not say beautiful or beautifulest, interested, like that. Don't create, okay? These are the words where we can use for two words extra: beautiful, most beautiful. Interested, more interested, most interested. Doubtful, more and most. Precious, more and most. Delicious, yeah, this word we have used in a more delicious, most delicious. Dreadful also we have used. More dreadful, most dreadful. Cheerful also we have used. More cheerful, more, most cheerful. These are the words with the more and most. And next, see, unlike the above, some words change completely in other degrees. Some words are here like much, more, most. Good, better, best. Good, better, best. Next, bad, worse, worst. We will say worse, worst. Next, far, farther, far, farther, farthest, farther, farthest. See, these are the words which are completely changing their words in spelling and everything. Yes? Next, let's continue. Read the following sentence from your lesson and notice the underlined word. May I stay with you? Underlined word is what? May. The underlined word may is a helpful verb. It is used to take or give. Take or give permission in a formal way. In a formal way. If you say, may I sit with you? That is what? Formal way. You are giving respect and you are taking permission. May I give you? That's also in a respectful way. But can is used to take or give permission in an informal way. Can I leave this place? Taking permission in informal way, and you can go now giving permission in informal way. So may is useful for formal and can is used for informal. Okay, informal means without any respect. Are you saying may I come in, madam, or else can I come in, madam? If you are using can, that is informal way. Maybe you might have a habit of using can for with the teachers and everybody. Please stop using that. You can use may I speak with you, sir? May I come in, sir? That's a formal way. So you have to use formal way. Next, let us continue. May has another use also. It is used to express possibilities. It may rain. You are guessing. Express possibility also will be used with may. It may rain. I may go to my uncle's house. So there are possibilities are there. Chances to go there. Yes. Now let us have exercise over there. Read the following sentences and say what they mean. Choose the right answer from the choices given. Let's see. May I come in, sir? May has been used. May is for formal way, right? See, giving permission, taking permission, or expressing possibility. May I come in, sir? Taking permission. Yes. The second one. Sindhu may come to India next week. She may come to India next week. Permissions are there? No. Possibility is there. Yes. Expressing possibility. You may use my cell phone if you need. You may use my cell phone. You may use my cell phone if you need. That's not giving permission. Can I take leave of you? Can I take leave of you? Can is using for informal way, right? So taking permission in an informal way. The dog may attack you if you run. Expressing. It may attack you, man. Expressing possibility. So let us have one more bit is there following by this. Let us read into this. Rewrite the following sentences as directed. As directed. The boy seems to cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. Seems to cry in the sense there is chance to cry. Express this using with may. So the answer is what? The boy may cry if you do not buy an ice cream for him. If you do not, if you do not buy an ice cream for him, he may cry. The same way, give permission using may. Here, second one. You can use my camera if you need. Okay. You can use my. Give permission using may. He used can, right? You may use my camera. You may use my camera if you need. That's it. He seems to be a nice man. Seems, just now I said. Seems to me in the sense, maybe. He may be a nice man. He may be a nice man. Can you write like this, my dear children? You want to leave the class now? You want to leave the class. You want to leave the class now? How you will take permission? Yes, in a formal way we have to. May I leave the class now? May I leave the class now? Raju wants to use your water bottle. Give him permission. Raju wants to. In what way you have to say? You may use my bottle if you need. You may use my water bottle, if you need. I hope you understand this one. Yes or no? I hope you understand this. The last part is there here. Let us read the last part. Read the following sentence from your lesson. I wish there was an air conditioned coach. The above sentence expresses unreal past. See, my dear children. Unreal past in the sense there was no air conditioned coach actually, right? While you are listening to the lesson, at the time I explained already. We use wish plus subject plus past tense to express unreal past. This sentence means, I'm sorry, there is no air conditioned coach. Did you get the point? There is no air conditioned coach. But what he is wishing? Yeah, the wish is what? I wish there was an air conditioned coach. Based on this, we have some exercise. We'll continue this. Now express the wishes of the people mentioned below using unreal past. Wish plus subject plus past tense. The first one is done for you. Sindhu has missed her school bus. She has to go to school urgently. She wishes to have a car. How would Sindhu express her wish? I wish I had a car. Simple. I wish I had a car. See, wish after subject and past tense. Wish plus subject plus and past tense. This had is the past. Anita wants to abolish the system of exams. She wishes to be the Prime Minister. How would Anita express her wish? I wish. I wish I were the Prime Minister. I were the Prime Minister. Prime Minister. I wish I were the Prime Minister, or else I was also we can use I was the Prime Minister. Wish plus subject plus past tense, right? Srinu's father has a car. He wishes to drive that car, but he doesn't know how to drive a car. How would Srinu express his wish? Yes, I wish I knew how to. I wish how to. I knew how to drive car. Drive a car. Sharmila wants to play tennis, but she doesn't have a tennis racket. How would Sharmila express her wish? Yes, just like same. Please, I have given some option. You have to write that. Next, Mahindra wants to get first rank in the class, but he can't. How would Mahindra express his wish? Yes, I wish. I hope some children are writing very fast. Yes, I got first rank. I got first rank in the class. First rank in the class. Okay, these are the textual grammar, my dear children, and it's about next topic is about writing part is there. Letter writing. Write a letter to your friend inviting him or it's a letter writing, and imagine you are at town mouse and country mouse and write a description of your visit. These two will be as we will call it as discourses. These two will be as discourses. So these discourses have a special class. At the time it will be discussed. I hope you enjoy everything of the this total part A reading lesson and textual grammar. Let's meet in the next session, my dear children. See you in the next day. Thank you.